Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. This video is all about embarking into the unknown and confusion. These are two aspects of being an entrepreneur that you're going to have to deal with on your path. And even seasoned entrepreneurs are going through these same things over and over later in their careers. Now, we're going to talk about kind of what this comes from and what this means and why it's not actually a problem. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my solution so you can kind of know exactly how to break through and get to the other side, because the success that you desire is on the other side of these emotions. So confusion, right? Jumping out into the unknown. Right now of this recording, it's late 2017 and we're all venturing into 2018 to make 2018 our breakthrough years. Now, if you're going to make a year your breakthrough year, this means you're going to do things you've never done before, which means jumping into the unknown and ultimately dealing with confusion. But confusion is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's very normal for entrepreneurs, digital marketers to have a sense of confusion. Anyone in this world, inventors, marketers, entrepreneurs who have created anything of significance in this world had absolutely no clue how they were going to accomplish it. All they knew was that they were going to accomplish it. Elon Musk is a great example of this. Jeff Bezos is another example. I mean, from all the corporations that we look to and kind of pay attention to today, Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates of the world, right? They didn't know exactly how they were going to create what they were going to create. Or to the inventions that we take for granted, like the light bulb, for example, or the telephone, or these things that are just everyday uses for us. No one had a clue how they were going to actually accomplish the goal. They knew that they were going to accomplish the goal. So the reason I mentioned that, and the first thing for you to kind of understand and get okay with, is that confusion is normal. Like, I'm confused all the time, to be perfectly honest with you. Right now, one of the things that I'm laying foundation for 2018 is to expand my team and to develop more of kind of an organizational chart, right? Not my wife and I doing a bunch of different things, but having an actual structure of organization where we have a point person, we have project managers, and we have task managers, all supported by virtual assistants. Now, this is a very big change for me in our business, and it's confusing. I'm not exactly sure how to approach the challenge. I don't know which way to go. I have a lot of options. I've got some new job listings up that I've put up that I'm interviewing for. I really honestly don't know what the right approach is moving forward, but that's okay. I've been here before. I really didn't understand exactly how we were going to grow our main website that we started in 2009 to the organic search engine behemoth that we have today that generates millions of page views per month. I didn't know how I was going to convert cold Facebook traffic through Facebook advertising onto email lists and customers when I started that, but I knew I was going to figure it out. So I committed to the process and I went through it. So really, that first thing that I think, if you're feeling confused in your business, if you're feeling confused about which direction to go, what exactly you're doing, know and honor that moment that it's okay, right? Like, that feeling is normal. That is the normal state of being for a full speed ahead entrepreneur. That's how we roll. So getting accustomed and okay with that feeling is key. Then the trick, my trick for kind of figuring out how to get through that and getting to the other side, because the other side of confusion is like knowing you're on the right path and be like, okay, cool, this is the right path. And at that point, you're beyond confusion and you're taking consistent action. How do you get there? You start taking action. You might think, well, Miles, what action do I need to take at first? Honestly, any action at all. That's why I really push for people to get into that 90-day challenge. Because if you're not sure what niche you want to go into, if you're not sure kind of what audience you want to be of service to, if you simply start creating content, a lot of different things are going to happen. The first thing that's going to happen is if you're going out and publishing 90 pieces of content, and I'm talking great content on a topic or in service to a specific audience in one niche, if you do that 90 pieces of content in 90 days, you might find halfway through that you do not enjoy the process of communicating those ideas to that audience. I've seen it time and time again where people are like, you know what? I got about a third of the way through my 90-day challenge and I realized I really don't like this niche. I'm really not interested in this thing. That is such valuable feedback. And some people might look at that situation and be like, oh man, but I wasted all that offer. I wasted all that effort. Did you? Well, now you've published a bunch of times, you've created content repeatedly, so you're flexing that content creation muscle. You've gotten to know the kind of lay of the land. You've had to figure out what topics you were going to create content on, so you've learned a little bit more about research. You understand more about publishing to that platform and whether that platform or that method of communication is even in your best interest. There's all kinds of little things that we learn when we flex that muscle, even if the direction we go in isn't our ultimate direction. So sometimes just taking action forward is really the way to get through it. There were these old remote control cars when I was a kid, and remote control was a bad way of putting it because they didn't have left-right servos. You couldn't actually turn them. They were either forward or backwards, and some of them you just turn on and they go forward, and what happens is when they bump into something, they back up and they make a quarter turn and they go forward again. If they bump into something, they back up and they make a quarter turn and they go again. And if you set one of those devices off in a room long enough, it will find the door behind you, and eventually, with enough trial, it'll make it through that door. That's the approach we all need to take with our businesses. And that's the whole, when you're feeling confused, just get action on your side, get momentum on your side, see what happens. Adapt your approach to the lay of the land, be kind of observant of the feedback that you're getting, both internally of how that feels to create that kind of content, and also to the numbers. Is what you're doing works? Did a post about this or a post about that get better traction? And continue to adjust your approach as you move your way forward. Really, honestly, taking action is the only cure to confusion, and confusion is a big part of being an entrepreneur. And there's a lot of people, you may be one of them, who are right now confused on what business model do I start with? What brand do I start with? What niche do I start with? And the best answer is just start. Pick something and get going. What you might not know is that between the time of my first making money online in 2003, when I was making money on MySpace, that fell apart. Between that date and when my wife and I started the business that we're still operating today, I tried several different business models. I tried affiliate marketing and content marketing in the kind of get rich space. I've tried network marketing, multiple network marketing companies. I built an e-commerce store in Dreamweaver manually. It was a horrible process. Thank God for WordPress in this day. So I built PokerChipPalace.com, which was designed to try to sell poker chips and poker chip sets and poker tables, because I was kind of riding the wave of that poker craze that was maybe 2006, 2007. GetRichSomeday.com was one, or no, GetRichSlowly.com was one of my websites I was trying to put out. The idea was that the get rich quick ideas are false. It just takes a lot of work and do a lot of work. Some of the same things that I'm teaching to this day. I started and ran BayAreaShows.com. It was a website and a forum for people to talk about upcoming punk rock shows in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I grew up as a kid. I filmed a movie with a motorcycle street stunt crew out of the Bay Area, launched that movie, did an actual premiere in a warehouse in San Francisco, had 800 to 1,000. See, what I'm getting at here, I had no idea what was going to work. I knew I've had that entrepreneurial sense of self from a very early age. So I've been trying a lot of different things, and I would hit walls and things wouldn't work. And I would take that back up, that quarter turn approach. What's next? Try this. I was flipping houses at one point. I started a clothing company called Left Coast Cartel at one point, and I was selling clothes literally out of a backpack at college when I was going to the University of New Mexico. So I'm explaining all of this to you because I think sometimes you might see my videos and I'm relatively concise and I'm on point and I try to really communicate effectively this. But then if you watch a lot of my videos, you can get overwhelmed, right? You can get to the point where you're like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to go. And that's why you've probably heard me say time and time again, just start a 90-day challenge. Come up with something that's inside of you that you're confident you can talk about 90 times in 90 days, whether it's videos, podcasts, or written blog posts, and then just start. Throw your hat over the fence, flex the muscle, because the big trick to it all is to start taking action to see what's going to happen, because then you get that feedback loop going. You get feedback from an audience. You get your biomechanical feedback from yourself to say, is this something I actually enjoy? Because if you can't make content, if you can't create videos or blog posts on a specific topic topic or a specific niche for 90 days, there's no way you're going to last for 3 years to 5 years or 10 years plus, because the real kind of wealth in this industry, that comes at year like 10 for sure, right? Like people, you might be making good income. You might be able to support yourself at year 1, 2, 3. You might be able to pay off all your debt and really start to kind of save up and build up the 401ks and invest and kind of have that whole grown-up thing going on, buy a house and a mortgage. That could be about year 5, 6, 7. But when you hit year 10 of doing the same thing over and over and over and really going deep with one niche, one topic, one audience, and really, really pouring your heart and soul into being of service to them, that's where the magic happens. That's where the numbers and the compounding of your efforts really, really get crazy. Most people jump ship and start doing something else before they reach that point. So really, my goal here was to kind of acknowledge you in the moment. If you're feeling confused, I get you. I'm confused all the time. I've been on the phone with new potential hires. I don't know if I'm going to hire an individual or a team of people. I don't know if I need to hire like a project manager or a marketing officer first and then a bunch of sub people, or do I hire all those sub people and then bring somebody on to help me manage them? I don't know. Frankly, I honestly don't know. But here's what I'm doing. I'm putting out the job listings. I'm getting on the phone. I'm running my interviews. I'm just moving forward. Even though I don't exactly know, I'm trusting my feedback, my intuition, that kind of process to see what comes out the other side. And then I'm going to hire somebody and I'm going to move forward with my best guess plan for now. Is that going to work? I don't know. I'll tell you in a year. I'll tell you in 6 months, right? We will find out. I'll track it on the channel. But that's the approach. And so many people are trying to wait. They're like, okay, I'm just going to wait until I can see how it all fits together. I need to know how everything's going to work before I start. Then they just stay in confusion. They stay in this kind of analysis of paralysis mode. And that honestly is the enemy. That's where nothing's ever going to get done. And it's the individuals who can brute force, push through that and just start taking action. See what happens. Throw the spaghetti up against the wall. See what sticks. Do more of what works. Do more of what feels good. Do more of what's fun. I've got people in my 90-day challenge group. Patrick, for example, he's blogging on Medium and he knows clearly I don't recommend that you blog on Medium, but he likes it. He likes the interface. He likes that he feels like his audience is on Medium. So he's just going forth in the direction that works for him. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. He's getting good traction at this point. We have no data on the long-term value of what's going on, and he's cool with it because it feels right to him and good for him, good on him. Do what works. He just broke through to a medium that works for him, and he's running with it, and he's going to see what comes of it in this point. You have to figure that out for yourself, and you eventually, if you haven't already, have to take that leap. And it's going to be confusing. You're leaping out into the unknown. If you already have, and you're wondering, Miles, does it ever end? Do I ever get to a point where I know everything that's going on? Honestly, you don't. That's your comfort zone. And if you're there and you know everything that's going on and you're not expanding your business and you're not expanding your marketing channels and growing as a person, as a CEO, and as a marketer, you're kind of on that slippery slope down to failure. So all through life, all through our business, this is the approach. This is how it works. I really hope this kind of mindset type video helps you. The feedback I got from my survey, a lot of people are confused. And I just wanted to acknowledge you and be like, if you're confused, that's okay. That's normal. That's where I'm at too. That's where everybody's at. My wife, we're often confused. We'll pick a best guess on a keyword and we'll make the best content we can. We know we got to keep doing that, but we know there's other things we need to be doing. What's the most important next best use of our time? Sometimes we don't know, but we try something, we reflect on how it feels, we reflect intuitively on how that worked for us, and then we also pay attention to what's the data say? How well did that work? How did our audience respond? And then we let those two kind of data points, right? The feelings and the data itself, that guides us for the next step. And then the next step and the next step. And that is how you accomplish any goal in this world. That's how everyone who's accomplished or created great things have changed the world. That's how they got there. They didn't know how they were going to do it. They just knew they were going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to create a successful business that gave me the freedom of lifestyle that I have. I just knew that I was going to create a successful lifestyle that gives me the freedom that I have. That was my vision. And I had to try a lot of different things that didn't work until we found together, my wife and I as co-founders, we found the one one thing that worked really well for us, and then we kept doing it for 8, 9 years. Now I'm doing it again with these videos. I found something that works, this moment with you on the video, and I'm just doing it over and over and over. It's really similar to how my wife grew our first business. She just used blogging, and that's why I'm all about this 90-day challenge. And I think it's the biggest and best thing you can do to get yourself unstuck if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling confused. Just get into content creation mode. And remember, it's not about you. It's not about what you love. It's about how you can be of most service to an audience. And when you put their needs first and you realize you're working for them, you're a researcher trying to help them out, everything gets easy. My goal here is to be of service to you with this channel. That's why I show up every day. Here it is Wednesday evening. Dinner's being cooked right now. And I was like, oh man, I'm all confused because Christmas was on a Monday. I didn't know what day it was, but I'm committed to be here to you. So I came up with this right here and now to put this video out to try to help you along your path so you can continue taking action if you feel confused. So I can kind of maybe help unstick you if you're feeling stuck. And ultimately, as we move into 2018, we're going to be taking leaps forward, and when you take leaps forward, that means we're jumping out in the unknown, and we're going to go through this together. Poco, 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 we can get there. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody who needs to hear this message, grab the URL above and share it out with them, throw it in a group or tag them or whatever you need to do. Got any questions for me at all? Hit me in the comments below. That's what the comments are for. And of course, subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, hit the little bell so you get notified when my videos come up, because I'm going to keep putting out videos here to close out 2017 and into 2018. And we're going to rock this. So thanks again for your time. I look forward to connecting with you on the next video, and I hope you enjoy your New Year's, and I look forward to helping you make 2018 your breakthrough year. Until then, be well, and I'll catch you on the next video.